Welcome! I'm the Kaiji no Kami here at Colorado Anime Fest 2019, and I'm here with
Advent Nebula again.
And we are interviewing...
Hi, I'm Daman Mills. What's up?
For people who might not know what roles you've done, what have you done?
I forget. I'm just going to have to fill them. No, I'm just kidding. I am Jugo in Nanbaka. I play in Dragonball Super as Monaka, and understudy for Chris Ayres as Frieza. And I do Shirazu and Tokyo Ghoul RE, Yakob and Yuri on Ice, Isaac Jewel in the redub of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. This season on Funimation, I am playing Shin Wolford in Wise Man's Grandchild. And yeah.
So you said you're an understudy of Chris Ayres, and we're familiar with being an understudy for theater. What's anything different from being an understudy for voice acting, or what's that all about?
So for this situation, because unfortunately Chris Ayres is very ill with end-stage COPD and needs a double lung transplant, so they had to audition to find a voice match, meaning somebody who can replicate that voice for the show as best as possible. And I was chosen out of the auditions, and so whenever Chris is unable to perform because of his condition, they call me in, and then I will go in and do the part.
For you, that's got to be kind of pressure-inducing at times, isn't it?
A bit, yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball as well, so I'm trying very hard to upkeep the very high quality Chris is presented with this role. You know, there's so many people that are just huge fans of the series, and they love it, and they love Chris, and I just want to keep this as you know, a respectable, cool situation as possible, and hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, and hopefully Chris can recover from this in due time.
Now, what would you say to students, because I'm a teacher, I have a lot of students that are like, oh, I want to be into acting or into voice acting, but I'm not sure if I want to pursue it fully because I might fail at it.
Right.
What type of advice would you give them?
Well, most people who talk to fans or anybody who's interested in getting into voiceover, me included now, recommend strongly to be an actor first, because most of the time people think of voiceover as doing a bunch of funny voices and just doing impressions or something like that. But it is more about giving a realistic performance and being able, like, even if you can do, like, say, SpongeBob, like, can you cry as SpongeBob? Can you be angry as SpongeBob? Can you know, do all these different facets to the character? So, taking theater classes, or joining your local community theater, or doing online voiceover classes. There's a bunch. I know Richard Horvitz does some. He's amazing. And you know, there's a bunch of different resources. Even just reading aloud and practicing on your own is really beneficial. So just be an actor and don't be an impressionist. And it's not so much about voices either, because there's plenty of people, I'm sure you know, that have a very distinctive voice, and when you hear that voice, you're like, that's that person. So there's not as much versatility there, and that is their niche, and they utilize that, and it gets them work, and it sounds great. So it doesn't have to be about like crazy range or anything.
On your social media, you've been promoting Love Stage. What has it been like for you to get to work on a show like that?
I am not in Love Stage. I am in a different boy love show, Hitorijime My Hero, which was also directed by David Wald. Fabulous. I love boy love, and I would like to see a lot more of it in LGBTQ representation in anime, because it's really important to me and a bunch of other people as well. But Love Stage, I have seen the sub version, and a friend of mine came over and she's like, you have to see this show. And I was like, okay, cool. And we started watching it, and then we kept watching it until it was finished that night. So I was like, okay, here we are. But yeah, I'm really happy for David Wald, because he's been so persistent with trying to get titles like this out there, and it means so much to me personally and to so many other people to be able to watch more things like that in a dubbed format. So it's real cool.
It seems like that you have worked a lot hard on your career because like a lot of your voices, you can't tell it's you all the
Thank
time,
you,
such as
thank you.
Jugo and Nanbaka to Yuri and
Yeah. Yes.
in Yuri and Ice. Did you have to do a lot of practice for that? Were you in theater beforehand?
I was not in theater. I kind of got started just doing like indie projects and kind of like falling into it. Just it was like initially a hobby for me, and then I moved around a lot. And I started working in New York a little bit, and then I moved to Dallas. But no, I guess I just played a lot with my voice and found out I had versatility. I don't know. It wasn't really anything that I try to solidify the voice before I go, or while we're starting a character, and then, we just try to keep it consistent throughout it. But yeah, I didn't really do anything crazy or specific that I can think of. People ask me sometimes, like, how do you, like, change your range? I'm like, everybody's got a different voice. Mine just happens to be more versatile. So I think just practicing as much as you can with doing different vocal dexterous kind of performances might be the only thing that you can really do to kind of change that around. So yeah.
So you say you pretty much just fell into the voice acting
Yeah,
part?
I was just interested in doing it as a hobby. I was like 16, and I was just kind of like doing the funny voices, and then realizing, oh, I need to be an actor. So it's kind of like full circle in that. But yeah, it's been a journey for sure, because I fell into this, and I was also a fan of the medium as well. So it's really cool to be working in it.
So it's another case where a fan actually fully gets involved in
Yes,
everything, just
yes,
like
yes.
a few of the other ones,
Mhm.
like Lauren Land.
Absolutely, like so many people, especially nowadays, grew up with anime, and I grew up with Dragonball, for instance, and all this stuff. So it's really neat to see that, and there's so much love that comes into it from the people that grew up with it and love the media, and they are just trying their best to just add to it in their own flavor. It's really cool.
Now you said acting started as a hobby for you as well,
Mhm.
but what other hobbies do you enjoy outside of the acting that became kind of your career?
What hobbies? I don't have. No, I'm just kidding. I used to draw. I used to, do I like playing video games, like stuff like that. But I don't I probably need a few hobbies currently. I'm very, very involved with my career, so I don't have too much time for that. Maybe music or something like that would be really interesting for me.
Is there anything fun you do like to do at times on your days off?
Sleep.
We can all relate there.
Yes, sleeping and I don't know, binging television or something, like just simple downtime activities, or going outside and taking a hike or something, just unrelated to stuff is my way to decompress. Oh no, my phone's gonna shut up. Cut that!
Now, is this your first time in Colorado, or have you been here before, and how are you enjoying it if it is your first time?
It's really cool. I had to get used to the elevation, because I came in and I was like, oh no, I don't know, how to deal, and they're just like, drink lots of water, to be able to not die. Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really beautiful. I really want to see some sights before I leave, and I think we were mentioning the Red Rock Amphitheater. I heard it's really cool.
Oh, it is. It's a concert venue right there that was just built into the rock side, so it is a real nice sight to see if you're just taking a day hike there, and you get a good shot at the mountains as you're here as well. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, no, I really want to see. I love nature and everything, so I want to really get outside and see something before I have to go back to Texas. Yeah, it's cool. I really love it. Beautiful con too. Everything's beautiful.
The way I describe Colorado, because Karilika and I moved here in 2006 from
Right.
Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
So I describe Colorado, it's like a giant golf course with building obstacles in the way.
Yeah, basically.
Now, for you, what was it like to get to work on a show like Yuri on Ice? It just blew up as a cultural phenomenon at the time.
I know. It was crazy, and that was one of the first things I worked on in Funimation too, which is crazy. I did an audition, and that day, Sunny Straight's like, "Come on in, let's go record." And I was like, "What? Okay," because I didn't really expect to be a part of that, because it was I don't know, I was newer or whatever. And then every week, because we don't really know with simuldubs either, like what's gonna happen, and it just gradually progressed and became just this awesome story, and everybody's just the fans, and I love it so much. I want more. I want more so bad. But yeah, no, it was really fun. Yakov too is just completely like talking back to range is definitely lower kind of voice thing, and he's just Russian, and it was and that was a feat because I had to try to practice and listen to dialects and make sure I'm doing it correctly.
What was a positive experience you had on a day that you were working that has stuck in your mind ever since?
That is tough. It's because a lot of these sessions blend together, but I definitely appreciate directors that are very open about asking your opinion on how you think the performance is going and what you feel like you could do differently, because sometimes directors will just take what you give and then they'll make their adjustments and you don't really have a say. But when directors are on a collaborative effort and we get to go back also and do pickups and then just really fine-tune everything to make it really solid, that's really special to me, because then it's something that I feel super confident in, and I feel like I've had a say, and it's been more a joint effort rather than working for one person and then just kind of having to adapt. But I can't really think of just a standout positive experience. I can think of plenty of things where it's been a goofy booth experience. That I can recently on a Wise Man's Grandchild, working on that. We do what we call bombs in anime, meaning we will record a line that is completely different from what the script says, and leave it for the next actor that comes into the show to screw with them. And what did I say? It was just something like this bully character was coming in, and I was like, no, don't do that. But instead of being like the anime protagonist, I was like, you're dead! You just change it and leave it in there, and then so when they come in, that's what they're going to hear, and it's just going to be stark and just. And now it's a meme with Clifford Chapin and I. And then Cynthia Kranz, who's also the voice of Chi-Chi in Dragon Ball Z, she left one for me. It's a little vulgar, so I can't really say it, but it was, I'll say it without saying the word. Instead of being like, I'm so proud of Shin for doing this, she's like, wow, this is the first time Shin's actually given a... And it caught me so off guard that I was like, I just kind of I had to take a minute. It's it's hard to go with it and then just be like, yeah, well, and then just fail. But yeah, there's tons of funny things, but they escape me.
So for fans that don't follow you on social media, where can they find you at?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Daman Mills, DamanMills, or Instagram at Daman Mills, or my Facebook page, Daman Mills Voice Actor. I don't think I have anything else. But I think that should be it for that.
Do you have any final words for my viewers?
Final words. You guys stay in school and be cool and chill and rad and watch anime.
It's funny because I had actually a student last year when she's in 6th grade. She's like, I used to like anime when I was immature in 4th grade.
It's funny because anime is very mature most of the time. People think it's like, oh, it's a cartoon. I'm like, let's see, watch Attack on Titan and tell me that's yikes.
I actually tell people watch Boogie Pop.
Boogie Pop? I haven't seen it, but I did do something on that, and I remember it was pretty visceral. Somebody pulled out their eyeballs. I was like, oh.
Well, thank you so much for
your
time.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.